Good afternoon and welcome to today's Facebook Live. My name is Jenny McCormack and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm based in Brackley in the UK. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're joining me live, then do say hi so that I know you're there, or here I should say. And if you're watching me later on my replay on Facebook or on my YouTube channel, then if you have any comments or questions, please do feel free to ask those, and I do monitor those for updates and questions and get back to you. So if you're not joining us live, please feel free to ask any questions and I'd be delighted to help you. So let's see where we are. Morning, afternoon even. Tracy, Katie, Lynn, Jeanette, thank you so much for joining me. So Katie and Tracy, you'll be pleased to hear that your class in a box, both of your boxes are ready to go. So as soon as I finish the live here, I'll be printing off the labels and getting them down to the post box for tonight's post. So let's have a look. This was what we created yesterday using our pack of stencils. This is one of the stencils. This is the one I'm going to use today. And yesterday I used this one here with this small leaf design. And I just used our blending brush and the stencil on some basic white card to create that soft background just in a particular area. And then I've added some die cuts, some ribbon and a little oval to finish it off. And the colours I've used here were Mint Macaron and Just Jade. And the reason I chose those colours is I love this Just Jade gingham ribbon. I'm pleased to say that's carrying over into the next catalogue. It's actually a pack of 3 ribbons. So you get this one, a white one and a blue baker's twine. So that was what we created yesterday. This was the back of the envelope. So I thought we'd do some additional masking today. And I may not do the dots all the way over, but this is what I have in mind. So this is a single layer card. So what I've done, hello Carol, is I've stamped the magnolia from Good Morning Magnolia, and then I've masked it, which is what I'm going to do again today, and then use the stencil over the mask, so a mask over a mask, to create this background effect. It's really useful if you don't have the dies, and also it keeps this nice and flat as a single layer, so it's quite a useful technique to do. Obviously this could also be effectively some designer paper, but then you'd have to cut out the magnolia from there. So the colours I've used on this particular card are Pear Pizzazz for the card and Early Espresso, of course, and I stamped the magnolia image in Early Espresso. The magnolia dies and stamps are retiring. I've got the information here. So the magnolia stamps, called Good Morning Magnolia, are not reduced in price. They are a very popular set, I have to say. Consists of 2 boxes worth. You get this large image, and I do like the style of these 2 sentiments, hello and thanks, and a little leaf. And then you get a smaller magnolia, and then additional 4 sentiments, and then this really pretty sort of vintage border across the bottom. So those are the stamp sets called Good Morning Magnolia, and the stamps are £33. and the dies that go with them are $29.70, and they cut out all of the main elements, as you can see here. Does this one here, and it does a really pretty ornate border, and then it cuts out some additional items and detailed leaves as well as the outlines. So a really useful set. The dies are reduced to $29.70. I would say that you need, if you buy the dies, you need the stamps. Some dies I would recommend that will work entirely on their own, but for that particular set I wouldn't recommend it. As I mentioned yesterday, the masks are at $5.50 for a set of 4. These are the other 2. So we've got like a damask one here. We've got the trees. These are increasing in price. In fact, I think it's about the only thing that's increasing in price in the new catalogue, and they will be £7.50, just due to production costs and availability. So if you like these, now is the time to grab them at £5.50. Okay, so let's get on and do some crafting. Just going to move this up a little bit so that I can see that wherever I am on the grid paper, you'll be able to see me. Hi Carol G. So I've gone for Petal Pink as my colour, which is actually the colour I've used for Magnolia. So what I've got for this card is a Petal Pink base with a bit of glue on it. That's now gone. A piece of early espresso that I've already cut out some bits and pieces, and then a white layer that's going to go onto the top. So that's going to be my 3 layers. You'll notice on this one that I've stamped that little magnolia on the inside, and I've also added a little bit of Wink of Stella on there. Not sure how much of that you can see, and some Wink of Stella on the front of my magnolia. Okay, so I've got another piece for my inside and a spare piece in case I make a dramatic mistake. And then I have got some odd pieces of die cuts. I think what I'm going to do is use this layer onto this layer with my hello, because I think that fits in really nicely. That's my plan, but I've got these in case I change my plan. So let's get crafting. So the first thing I'm going to do is stamp my magnolia. Let's move these elements out of the way. And I'm going to use, no surprise here, early espresso. And I've sort of mounted it on this block. This is quite a big stamp. I didn't think I needed the Stamparatus, so I have sort of mounted it across the edge because I'm only going to put in part of this. I'm not going to stamp the whole thing. So I'm just going to use my early espresso ink pad. I'm going to shut the door in case you can hear my washing machine going. Sometimes it gets a bit loud, like it's taken off. So I hope everybody is well this afternoon. Weather here is glorious. I was actually out in my shirt sleeves at lunchtime. Okay, so I've inked that up, well, most of it, and I'm just going to position this here. There we go. So a nice even pressure. Just put my finger on there, and there's my magnolia. So in a slightly different position to the other one, but I'm not worried about that at all. And while I'm here, I'm actually going to stamp the other magnolia on the inside. And also gives that a chance to dry. So this is the other little magnolia. So just going to stamp that. I have no idea why there's no label on this. There we go. And you could add in some extra leaves if you wanted to. And you could also add in another one up here at the top, but I'm happy with that as it is. And you could stamp on the envelope as well if you wanted to. Let's pop that one away and let's just do our sentiment, and then we'll have finished with the early espresso ink. So this is hello, and I think I've got it fairly straight on the block. Let's just try it and see. Yep. Maybe goes very slightly up. So just popping that on there. There we go. So there's my little hello sentiment. So stylish, that, isn't it? Really do like that. Right, so moving these out of the way, give myself some space. So if anybody was watching my Jemini crafts page this afternoon, I was very excited because I was waiting for all the ribbons to arrive for my class in a box. And just after I posted a photograph of everything waiting, sure enough, the UPS man turns up with all the ribbons. So ever since then, I've been busily packing, and then I'll go back and finish that off after this live. So what I'm going to do now, and you can choose to colour this in now, or you can colour it in later. I'm going to show you how to do the masking. Let me find the stamp set. Now, I use these for a class, which is why there's so many masks in here. But basically, all I've done is stamped on a piece of post-it note. This is one of the large post-it notes. Just lift that off carefully. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover over the magnolia with the post-it note. And what I've done is just stamped and cut out just literally inside the lines. Okay, and I'm just going to sort of stick this down like that to hold them both together, and I might do the same with this piece here, like that. Okay, so this is covered over. So when I pop my stencil on the top and stencil through it, it won't, well, it will go over this area, but it's protected by the post-it note. So this is actually called masking, and I'm using obviously our stencils here, but we also call them masks, just to confuse you. So I'm just looking to make sure I've got that mostly covered. Just deciding where they're going to end. And I'm going to add some of my removable tape. Oh, I can go over that one a bit more. So I'm making sure that my tape doesn't go onto the white area. Otherwise it will cover up what I'm trying to stencil. It'll cover up the holes. Okay, so doing that makes it really easy to work with. I'm going to do this one slightly different. So for one, I'm actually going to do pink, petal pink dots. And I'm also going to make it more detailed here and then going very light, just to give a different effect. I haven't tried this, but I'm hoping it's going to work. This is my pink blending brush, and I have got 2 lots of petal pink, only because I'm not sure which has got most ink in it. One's got more than the other. There we go. So I'm just going to add my ink to this. I'm actually going to stick this piece down as well. Stop it moving on my paper underneath. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start around the magnolia with the darkest that. Yeah, funny enough, Lynn, so did I. And I've these masks came out last June or May, and I've only just bought them. And I know that there's some new ones coming out in the new catalogue, and I thought, so let's have a go with the older ones, or the current ones I should say. So I'm using more colour around the edge of the magnolia, and then I'm just going to make it lighter going out this way. So let's just add a little bit in here. So the good news is, alongside my ribbon delivery, I did also have some of the new products from the new catalogue. So when I do my Facebook Live tomorrow, I will be using some of the new in colours. I literally haven't unpacked them because I knew I needed to keep you know, focus on getting your lovely class in a box out. So I'm just taking it lighter here, and I can see through. I'm not sure whether you can. Oh, you probably can at that distance. Let me have a sip of cold drink. There we go. Okay, so again, using this as the focal point and then just spreading out towards the end. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing them in person then. And I've got a couple of the papers as well, because it's just so nice to see them in person. You know, we know the catalogue just doesn't do them justice. Okay, so I'm just going to very carefully lift this up, peel this one away, and it's because I don't want to move it in case I need to add any more. Oh, hi Tracy. So okay, yeah, I'm happy with that. I just want it fading out, going in that direction. So let's lift this off completely. So you can just wipe this over with a baby wipe, or I just popped it in the sink with a little bit of washing up liquid yesterday. And I like the way it goes to nothing here. And then if I just lift this up, there you've got your magnolia flower with your stencil just fading out. Hope you can see that okay. So let's pin this bit out of the way. This is going to go back into my box, and so I'm very quickly going to colour this in. This is my little hello that's going to go onto there. Thank you, Lynn. So just really quickly, I'm going to use petal pink, light and dark. I'm going to do a little bit of yellow in the centre, which will be just going to do a little bit of dark daffodil delight for this centre piece here. like that. I have to say, when the Magnolias first came out, it's quite a large stamp, obviously, and I was a lot less experienced in colouring then than I am now. I mean, I'm certainly not an expert, but and I found it quite overwhelming, a big stamp like this. But now I've got used to the blends pens in particular, and these make a nice watercolour design as well. I'm a lot less afraid of it, for want of a better description. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 leaves. I think this is a leaf here as well. So just using the dark. So I'm going to do this fairly quickly. And probably needs a new one of these, because that brush is losing its tip. But the nice thing in Magnolias is they are, you know, there's a lot of sort of very pale cream, almost white, so you can get away with not having to colour too much. So do tell me what your weather is like, especially if you're far afield from me here in Northamptonshire. So Katie and Tracy are probably the most well, apart from Karen, if Karen's watching. But do tell me what your weather's like. I'm going to make this a petal here and this one a leaf. There we go. So, as I say, really quick and easy. And just grabbing a little bit of Granny Apple Green, dark and light again for the leaves. Oh yes, yes, Cow's actually probably the furthest away in the UK. In sunny Salcombe. Yes, I was out just in my, not just in my t-shirt. I only needed my shirt on top of my jeans today, not coats or anything else like that, like I had yesterday. Although I did take my coat. There we go. Oh, hi Brenda. Don't worry. So I'm just using the Granny Apple Green. So Brenda, we've just been doing some masking and masking. So I've stamped my Magnolia flower, covered over it with a post-it note or similar. Other brands are available. Mask, and then put our spotty mask on top, and then use the blending brush with Petal Pink over it. So just doing these. I definitely need to open a new Granny Apple Green. See if I can eke this one out for today. Although if I get a new one, you'll see the difference. Perhaps I'll do that. Oh, thank you, Brenda. Let's get a new Granny Apple Green. So this is a light Granny Apple Green. Let's open it up. So they come as a pack of 2. So I've had this one since December 2018. So it's not done badly, has it? Oh, well done, Carol. That's easier said than done, isn't it? Okay, so here we go. See, you can tell by the noise it doesn't make. Okay, so let's just add this in, blend it a little bit more. And then this one here. There. There we go. I'm leaving a little bit of white around the edges, but you could, if you want to, take the light colour right up to the edges, whatever you prefer really. Okay, so this is my, that's my old light one. Okay, let me remove it from the set. Okay, so I'm going to pop these on and just add them to my card. So as I say, I've cut out some bits and pieces from there. So this is No Surprise Early Espresso onto Petal Pink. And then I did think about using Petal Pink for the layer behind, but I really wanted this to, the hello to stand out. So let's put this together. And I've also got my inside to do. So I don't normally do it this way around, but I'm going to pop this one down first. So I want to know, Carol, what order are your markers going to go back in? Do you do them alphabetically or in our colour families? So just a scribble of glue on here. Laying that down there. Like so. This piece is going to go on the top of that. You can see where the new ink from the blends pen has come through. That's a good indicator of how much ink you're using. Alcohol ink, of course. Like that. There we go. Make sure you put it on a clean piece just to press it all down. And then I've got my little hello here, so I'm going to pop that flat and then put the Early Espresso layer up on dimensionals. Thank you, Brenda. Everybody usually sighs when I go Early Espresso. Just so much kinder than black. Okay. There we go. Right. 1, 2, 3. Thank you for all the hearts. And the thumbs up, ladies. That's always appreciated. So I'll carry on my techniques week, but tomorrow I will have our new, I will use our new in colours. I won't be able to wait. There we go. And then just for the inside, I'm just going to colour this in really quickly. And you could add a little bow. We've got some lovely petal pink bows, ribbons even. But I'm just going to keep this one. One of the benefits of doing this type of masking is that it keeps it really flat. I know I put dimensionals under here, so it means that when you go to post it, you won't need to pay any extra postage. Unless, of course, you add lots of things inside. Okay, so just popping this on here. This will be our inside. Like that. This is a 2 leaves and a stalk. I'm going to leave that, pun intended. I'm just going to use the light one for this flower. Leaf. Oh dear. There we go. Done. It's a lovely stamp set, I have to say. I will miss it. I used it a lot in the beginning, and I did a class using it with different techniques. But its time is up. Thank you, Carol. Carol G, I should say. Or Carol with an E. There we go. So this inside layer is 9.5 by 13.85. So it's a full centimetre smaller than the card base, which equates to half a centimetre all the way around. So there we go. So I hope you like our mask effect today. So that was my one that I did yesterday in preparation to see how it came out, which I was so pleased with. And this is the one from today with Petal Pink and Early Espresso, and this is with Pear Pizzazz. The other thing, of course, is to add some wink of Stella, which you can do either in the centre or just all over the petals. Okay, be careful not to pick up any of the espresso ink, because obviously that will run potentially. So there's a little bit in there. I'm not even sure that you could see that, but I know that it's there. And a little bit on here. So the question is, do I need any bling on the front? And I know I've got some Petal Pink bling, so I'm going to add some. Just because I can. And then we're done for the day. So let me see. I'm thinking of these. I know they're attached to that. No, Tracy says no. So I like these little ones here. So sorry, Tracy. I am going to add them. I'm just going to see what size these are, because they're almost the same size. Ooh. Come away. They're too big. Thank you, Jeanette. Obviously, it didn't want to be on there, did it, Tracy? Maybe I'll just put one on there then. There we go. Just to satisfy the fact, because they would look a bit odd on there, wouldn't they? Well done, Tracy, you were right. Okay, so there we go. There is our finished card from today. So I hope you like that. I'm going to dash off now to get those parcels in the post. Tracy, yours is in there, and Carol, the other Carol, you'll get yours tomorrow. So all being well, we will have our class this week for those that have ordered Class in a Box, which is my monthly class that you can partake in, and you get all of the components in the box. It was going to be on Saturday, but because of the Duke of Edinburgh's funeral on Saturday, and I know quite a few of the ladies joining would like to watch that, also out of respect. We will have our class in a box class actually on Sunday, between 2 and 4 p.m. Okay, so just to let you know, but you will have emails regarding that. Let me just see if that makes any difference. Okay, so thank you very much indeed. I appreciate you joining me this afternoon. If you have any queries or any questions, then let me know. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a nice afternoon, a lovely evening, and I shall be back at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And I will be carrying on with our techniques week, and I will be showing you the new in colours. And I haven't even checked the box to see what's there, but I'm hoping there's cards and ink pads and designer paper. So that is my plan to show you that. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a great evening. Look after yourselves and your loved ones. I hope to catch you tomorrow. Cheerio, cheerio to everybody who's joined me today, and to everybody joining me back on replay. And we'll see you again really soon. Take care and keep crafting. Thank you. Bye for now.